those of you who haven't met me, I was a submarine officer in the Navy for the past 7 years. And so I guess I'll just share a story with you guys, which I shared at lunch the other day. So the ship is at periscope depth, transiting somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. And I'm the officer of the deck driving the ship. And we're getting ready to go deep and fast and continue our transit. So radio comm, log off all circuits, quartermaster take a sounding, sonar report all contacts, all stations comm for C&D. Dive, make it up 600 feet. And so down we go. And it's another mid-watch. Half the crew's asleep, the captain's asleep. I think it's going to be pretty boring for the next 6 hours. I'm just drinking enough coffee to keep myself awake. And a few hours into the watch, I hear the frequency of the fans shift. And then I hear a couple of the fans go off throughout the boat. You can hear these things on a submarine. And I see the lights kind of flicker, and I know we just dropped an electrical bus back aft in the engine room, which means we lost electrical power, at least a portion of it. And so the dive kind of turns around and looks at me, and we're kind of waiting. And about that point, I also hear a click of the mic on the announcing circuit from the nuclear control room. But I don't hear anybody talking or giving me an official report or anything. But I hear some murmur, like unintelligible murmur in the background. And about this time also, the dive looks at me and he says, "Sir, passing 700 feet." And at that point, me and the dive realized that we're sinking and we're sinking fast. And at that point, I knew that I had just lost propulsion, which is an extreme casualty in a submarine. And the dive's looking at me. I'll never forget the look he gave me, because he's a more senior enlisted guy than I was in the Navy at that time. And he just looks at me with this look like, what are we going to do? Like, looking at me to take action. And it felt like a lifetime, but I'm sure it was just a few seconds before we start giving out the orders to make an emergency ascent to periscope depth and try to get the ship in a stable condition. I call back the engineering officer to watch. I let him know his immediate actions because he's obviously flustered as well. And obviously everything turned out okay that day because I'm here. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. But it was the first point in my Navy career, my leadership journey, where I realized, I guess, the true weight and responsibility that any leadership can really entail. And like I said, I'll never forget that dive's look on his face whenever he looked at me, some punk kid out of college, to take action and do something. And so, thanks for listening.